Only 3 minutes remain. Archangel Michael declares, a message is on its way. This correspondence will transform everything. Within it, your name appears in golden script, alongside a truth you were never meant to discover. It reveals an aspect of your birthright, concealed for a long time. However, the moment has finally arrived. You must unseal this before it's too late. Beloved soul, I recognize this may seem unusual, but heaven has anticipated you reaching this precise point in time. Do you feel a shiver run down your arms? That's not mere chance, it's confirmation. Archangel Michael has been standing right behind you, wings spread wide, holding a letter so potent that even the celestial beings trembled upon first reading it. This is no ordinary news. It is a divine endowment. Your name has been murmured in the celestial courts, and now a mysterious envelope approaches, not delivered by a postal worker, but through prophetic means. Should you disregard this, you risk missing the singular key God intended for you. You were chosen for this specific purpose, not due to your flawlessness, but because your soul inherently carries something sacred. You sense it, don't you? The deep ache, the yearning, the unwavering conviction that something significant, something destined, is approaching. That's not mere fantasy. It's divine memory gradually reawakening within you. And today, Archangel Michael affirms it. You possess a hidden legacy, one that a very influential individual attempted to suppress. But heaven, yes, heaven is bringing it to light right now. And the astonishing detail, you won't believe who dispatched it. They called out your name today from beyond the veil. Archangel Michael overheard it. He could not disregard it. He flew directly into God's chambers and implored, "Please, Father, permit me to deliver this message personally. If they overlook it once more, they might miss the very reason for their creation." And God responded, "Yes." Thus, you find yourself reading this at the perfect instant. Only 3 minutes remain until an irreversible decision is made. Yet there's still enough time, just enough to consent. Do not undervalue the significance of this message. Archangel Michael is not cautioning you out of fear. He is warning you out of profound love. For what is arriving is not merely a letter. It is an unveiling, a revelation, something that has been spiritually signed, sealed, and reserved for you in the divine realm, now finally prepared to materialize into your physical world, but only if you are attentive. And beloved, before we proceed further, pause for just a moment. If your heart continues to race, if your eyes are captivated, that is an indication. It signifies that this is specifically intended for you. Therefore, please hit subscribe, because subscribing right now will activate God's prophetic promise and alignment in your life. Archangel Michael has more to impart, and the subsequent message might contain the ultimate instruction to claim what rightfully belongs to you. If you bypass this, you will not encounter it again. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Haven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give, and it will be given to you is not just a verse for Jesus. It is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now, with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. Now, let's return to the letter. This is not an ordinary envelope you discover in your mailbox. This represents a spiritual decree from someone who departed this world but did not abandon you. They had to await heaven's authorization to speak. And that permission was granted just a few hours ago. Archangel Michael is not only delivering it, he is safeguarding it, because malevolent forces do not wish for this truth to be unveiled. There are individuals, even family members, who never desired for you to know what was concealed within that letter. But heaven superseded their intentions. Your name was etched into a celestial scroll, and the angels are now activating what has been postponed for decades. They attempted to provide this to you once before, but you were too deeply grieved, distracted, surrounded by unsuitable people. That is why it never reached you. But Archangel Michael states, this is the final opportunity. It will be presented. If they open this, their entire trajectory will change. You truly don't comprehend how close you were to losing everything. But God intervened. And do you know who sent this letter? Someone who once held your hand when you were a child. Someone who whispered your name with their last breath. Someone you still envision in dreams, even if you pretend otherwise. That person, yes, precisely them, is the one who implored heaven for this message to reach you. Because there is something you were never aware of regarding your birthright. Something that would have altered your perception of your entire family. And now, it is time for you to discover it. Archangel Michael stands with a sealed scroll radiating with divine fire. Not everyone is permitted to witness it, but for your sake, he is slowly, carefully opening it. And the initial words inscribed within will cause your hands to tremble. It states, "To the one I loved the most, I bequeathed everything to you, but they tried to conceal it. I regret that you endured such prolonged suffering." That single sentence was penned by a soul you never ceased to love. They are not gone, they are observing. And today, they requested Archangel Michael to convey this truth to you. Not to frighten you, not to overwhelm you, but because you needed to step into your divine calling. You have been living under a veil of confusion, believing you were forgotten. But that was merely an illusion. The truth is, you were the heir. You always have been. If you are ready to claim this truth, to step into the lineage heaven ordained for you, then type Amen in the comments. Let your declaration reverberate through the spiritual realms, affirming that you are finally ready to inhabit the throne that has always awaited you. And now, the clock is counting down. Do you perceive the urgency? The way your soul is vibrating. That is because you are poised at a divine threshold, and Archangel Michael holds the handle. But he cannot open it unless you do. You must say yes. You must not bypass this, because what lies beyond that door It is not merely a miracle. It is everything that was unjustly taken from you. The serenity, the safeguard, the provision, the affection, the resolutions, and indeed, the inheritance. Not solely monetary wealth, not merely land, but a spiritual inheritance. If your soul is resonating with this profound truth, and you are prepared to reclaim all that is rightfully yours, then declare it boldly in the comments. I claim my divine inheritance now. This is not just typing. This is a covenant, a declaration that activates your breakthrough. And as you declare it, know that simply liking this video will activate the profound flow of God's favor into every area of your life. Do not hesitate, beloved. The divine endowments you were meant to embody, the identity that was obscured, the truth concerning who you are, who you have always been. Your predecessors were aware of this, but somewhere along the lineage it was stolen, reconfigured, hidden, and now heaven is rectifying the record. Yet, there is a consequence. You cannot revert to pretense. Once you absorb this message, you will perceive the world differently. Those around you will sense the shift. Some will resent it, some will envy it, but a select few will finally disclose the truth. They were too fearful to admit, because this letter exposes everything. And what is inscribed at the bottom of the scroll? Protect this one, for what I left behind belongs to them, and to them alone, no one else. Archangel Michael stands with tears in his eyes. Yes, angels weep when they witness a soul who has endured unfair suffering, who has been deceived, tricked, discarded, yet still persevered, still prayed, still hoped. That is why you are being recompensed, not for perfection, but for your unwavering persistence. God sees that, so listen attentively. Within the next 3 hours, you will either align with this miracle or unknowingly turn away from it forever, not by conscious choice, but by distraction. Archangel Michael says, your phone might ring. You may receive an invitation to go out. You might feel weary, annoyed, restless. That is the adversary attempting to disrupt the delivery. But if you resist, if you simply remain long enough, you will be granted everything heaven promised you. But there is a consequence. You cannot revert to pretense. Once you absorb this message, you will perceive the world differently. Those around you will sense the shift. Some will resent it, some will envy it. But a select few will finally disclose the truth they were too fearful to admit, because this letter exposes everything. And what is inscribed at the bottom of the scroll? Protect this one, for what I left behind belongs to them, and to them alone, no one else. Archangel Michael stands with tears in his eyes. Yes, angels weep when they witness a soul who has endured unfair suffering, who has been deceived, tricked, discarded, yet still persevered, still prayed, still hoped. That is why you are being recompensed, not for perfection, but for your unwavering persistence. God sees that, so listen attentively. Within the next 3 hours, you will either align with this miracle or unknowingly turn away from it forever. Not by conscious choice, but by distraction. Archangel Michael says, your phone might ring. You may receive an invitation to go out. You might feel weary, annoyed, restless. That is the adversary attempting to disrupt the delivery. But if you resist, if you simply remain long enough, you will be granted everything heaven promised you. And what does this inheritance encompass? Oh, beloved, it is more than just money. It includes land, keys, names, legal vindication, restoration, resolution, answers, old letters never sent, memories you never had the chance to hear, and gifts you never got to unwrap, and heaven is weary of observing your suffering without them. Archangel Michael declares, "Enough is enough. My sword is drawn. The deceptions are over. The time is now." You are not delusional for sensing that something monumental is approaching. That is spiritual discernment. You were destined for this. You were born to bear a significant burden and to finally receive your just reward for it. Therefore, listen carefully, because this particular section is where most people avert their gaze. But you, cherished child, you were not born to forsake heaven. You were born to convey heaven's message on earth. And right now, that message is being handed to you like a flame. Precious, delicate, eternal. Please do not extinguish it by skipping this, because what follows will bring tears to your eyes, but it will also set you free. The letter was delivered through trials, through fervent prayers, through angelic defiance. It was meant to be obstructed. There were forces that worked tirelessly to prevent this moment from occurring. But Archangel Michael fought for you, and I truly mean fought. There were celestial assaults against your name. Someone in your lineage attempted to delete you from the book of inheritance. But Archangel Michael stepped forward in the heavenly courts and proclaimed, "You will not erase the one God has chosen. I will deliver the scroll myself." So now he stands before you, his vestments glowing with golden light, clutching that very scroll, and it possesses a weight far greater than paper. It contains decades of truth, generations of secrets, and one divine name yours. You have always felt as if something was missing, haven't you? As though there was a chamber in your life that no one ever unlocked, as if there were discussions you were never permitted to overhear. That sensation was not mistaken. It was divine insight. God was whispering the truth within you before anyone on earth dared to acknowledge it, because the truth was perilous for them, yet life-saving for you. Now listen. The individual who sent this letter from heaven is nearer than you imagine. They have been attempting to reach you in dreams, in melodies, even through strangers. That instance when someone spoke your name with an unusual fondness. That moment you discovered a feather in a place where no birds fly. That sudden chill down your spine as you passed a certain street. It was all them sending you subtle clues from beyond. But today, they finally broke through. And when they were granted only one letter to send you from heaven, they did not compose extensive pages. No, they wrote one concise, potent line that Archangel Michael now reads to you. "You are the only one I trusted. Please do not allow them to bury what I left for you." It is not merely an inheritance. It is a sacred trust, and heaven awaits to see what you will do with it. Will you embrace your destined role, or will you succumb to the falsehoods spoken about you, that you are not prepared, not worthy, not chosen? Beloved, those lies are crumbling right now, because God declares, "You are the only one I trusted." And when God places his trust in you, no demon in hell can deny you. There is money, yes, a substantial amount of money linked to this inheritance. But there is also land, real estate, documents. Something was formally signed in your absence, And Archangel Michael is now revealing that signature to you. It is familiar. It belongs to someone you loved, someone you lost, someone you would have sacrificed for. They did not forget you. They saved you. They orchestrated events from behind the veil to ensure that you, and no one else, received the ultimate blessing. And now, someone on earth is growing uneasy. They can sense the energy shifting, because spiritually, the scroll has already been opened, and they realize that if you uncover what is written inside, their secret will be exposed. That is why strange occurrences have been happening to you recently. Unexplained stress, peculiar dreams, sudden arguments. That is not random. That is spiritual warfare. Archangel Michael says, "They have delayed you long enough." The letter was sealed with wax from heaven's altar. No one can break it but you. And the instant you fully embrace this truth, the moment you align your soul with this message, circumstances will begin to change faster than your mind can grasp. Sudden financial shifts, unexpected phone calls, property transactions being reopened, old wills being reviewed, family members behaving unusually, documents resurfacing, and someone, the very individual who attempted to erase you, will suddenly reach out, feigning kindness. But you will know the truth this time, because you have seen what is written. You know what was promised. You are no longer the forgotten one. You are the designated heir. This message will not remain accessible indefinitely. And Archangel Michael is imploring you now, please do not leave this unfinished. If they turn away again, the divine door will close, and the inheritance will remain suspended. He does not say this to instill fear. He says it because he loves you, because he stood beside the soul who sent you that message, and he witnessed how deeply they wept when they realized you had no idea what they had left behind. But now you do. Now you are aware, and heaven is watching. You might be thinking, but what if I'm wrong? What if this isn't for me? Beloved, the very fact that you're reading this proves otherwise. Do you really think heaven would allow you to reach this message by mistake? No. This is divine orchestration. Every second of your life led to this moment, and this is your confirmation. The angels are repositioning the stars around your destiny. That's how serious this is. You've crossed into a holy time. The number 3 has been following you because it's a divine code. The Holy Trinity, the threefold blessing, and now the 3-minute warning. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. There is someone standing outside the heavenly gates with your name on their lips. They continue to speak blessings over you, still weep for you, still entreat God to forgive those who wronged you, and still implore Archangel Michael to ensure this message gets through. Now it is here, and now the decision is yours. Will you remain indifferent and scroll past? Or will you lean in and fully open your heart? Archangel Michael has one more item to read from the scroll, a name. Not yours, but the name of the individual who attempted to seize what was rightfully yours. And when he reads it, you will recall something, a conversation, a glance, a suspicion, and everything will make sense. You were correct. They were concealing something, but they can no longer hide it because heaven is lifting the veil. Archangel Michael's sword is severing the final seal. The inheritance is yours. The authority is yours. The truth is finally yours. Now, take a deep breath, beloved, because what is about to be revealed may unsettle you, but it will also bring restoration. This is no longer merely about the inheritance. It is about the divine truth behind why your life unfolded as it did. The betrayals, the solitude, the sudden setbacks, the perplexing delays. You attributed it to misfortune, but heaven asserts otherwise. It was spiritual sabotage. Archangel Michael's voice is steady now, but his gaze is fierce. He has examined the timelines. He has reviewed the records. He was present when your name was expunged from the initial will. He witnessed how someone, an individual you trusted, relinquished what was intended for you. They smiled in your presence, but behind closed doors, they whispered deceptions to manipulate the future. And Archangel Michael, he never forgot. That is why he championed you recently. That is why this message reached you now. Because this represents the final window of opportunity. The divine reversal has commenced. But if you let this hour slip by, it may cause another 7-year delay. And you do not possess 7 years to wait. You were born to break this generational curse now. You see, this is not merely money. It is spiritual authority. If you claim your inheritance, you not only gain wealth, you gain clarity. You reclaim the relationships that crumbled. You experience healing in your body. You receive angelic protection that envelops your home like a radiant light. You receive guidance so precise you will instinctively know who is deceiving you and who is sent by God. But only if you consent. The inheritance includes a property, a tangible one, documented on paper, somewhere with a key hidden in a container no one has touched in years. Archangel Michael now displays the image to me. It is dusty, locked, concealed in a drawer that someone swore you would never open. But now, that drawer is luminous. The angels are encircling it, because it is time. And within that box, there is a photograph, a deed, a memory, and a final letter. It reads, "To my beloved, I witnessed what they did to you. I endeavored to prevent it. This is all I had left to bestow. Do not permit them to seize it again. This is your reward, not solely for surviving, but for loving, even when no one safeguarded you." Archangel Michael's voice falters as he reads those lines. And if you have persevered this far, it is because your heart was fashioned for this precise moment. Others would have surrendered by now, but not you. You remained, you listened, you were chosen for this. And now, something sacred is being transmitted into your spirit. You may perceive warmth, shivers, a sensation of heaviness in your chest. You may suddenly recall old dreams or a place you haven't visited in years. That is not random. That is heaven activating your divine GPS. It is recalibrating your life so you can locate the very place, the very promise you were meant to receive all along. And yes, Someone will attempt to obstruct it. They always do. But this time, Archangel Michael will stand directly in their path. God has issued a divine impediment against anyone who tries to interfere. They will not succeed. Not this time, because you have finally synchronized with heaven's timetable, and everything stolen is returning to you, multiplied. If you receive this truth, if you believe that every single thing the enemy tried to steal from you is now being returned, amplified and blessed, then seal this promise with a resounding Amen below. Let your faith activate the full force of heaven's restoration in your life. And if this prophetic word is resonating with your spirit, share it now with your network. Sharing this message will activate the anointing in your own life, and share this breakthrough with everyone connected to you, extending the divine flow. You might start receiving calls, emails, documents, dreams that feel like directives. Archangel Michael says, follow the signs. Your steps will be guided. Your spirit will know. You'll feel an unwavering impulse to make a decision, and it will be the correct one, because this time your soul is being reconnected to divine timing. Haven is immensely proud of you. The inheritance you are about to receive isn't just a result of blood. It's a result of obedience, of resilience, of pain that never made sense. Archangel Michael reveals that the things that were taken from you, the relationships, the chances, the peace, they weren't accidents. They were interceptions. Someone spiritually blocked you. Someone whispered prayers against you. Someone lit candles in the dark, asking that your name be forgotten. But heaven never forgot, and now every attempt to erase you is being reversed. Every moment of confusion is turning into clarity. Every no that crushed you is becoming a divine yes. Because God always saves His greatest rewards for those who endure quietly. You didn't scream for attention. You didn't beg people to believe in you. You waited, you grew, and now you're being crowned in silence. The letter includes a divine map. No, not one with street names, but one with spiritual instructions. Archangel Michael says you'll feel them like instincts. You'll know what steps to take, where to go, who to talk to, what door to knock on, what paper to sign. Trust it. It won't feel logical, but it will feel right. That's the angelic confirmation. And beloved, prepare yourself, because those around you will begin to exhibit peculiar behavior. Some will withdraw. Some will attempt to draw you back into old routines. Some will suddenly start inquiring about your family, your finances, your future. Archangel Michael advises, do not disclose everything. Some individuals are not merely curious, they are observing. Some are not celebrating you, they are testing you. Safeguard what heaven has bestowed. This inheritance is not solely about wealth. It is about wisdom. God is entrusting power into your hands because you have demonstrated that you will not misuse it. You are not covetous. You are not self-centered. That is why you are being trusted. That is why you are the one reading this and not someone else, because only a select few are granted this level of spiritual access. And you, beloved, were chosen. Archangel Michael utters one final statement before the scroll closes. Tell them this: if they knew their true identity, they would never again plead for affection. They would never again question their path. They would never again diminish their light because they possess something that even the adversary fears. And now, your angels are taking their positions. Your inheritance is in motion. Your future is transforming, and your soul, it is awakening. This letter, this message signifies your release, not merely from destitution, but from suffering. Not solely from doubt, but from confusion about your destiny. And not merely from generational curses, but into generational blessing. Your descendants will be blessed because you assented today. Archangel Michael now folds the scroll, but the energy still lingers. Why? Because the scroll may close, but the portal it opened in your life has just begun. Anticipate visits. Anticipate dreams. Anticipate spiritual insights at 3:33 a.m. Anticipate monetary gain from unexpected sources. Anticipate the unforeseen, but do not fear it. Heaven is now providing for you. And the person who conveyed this message from beyond, they are smiling, not because they are gone, but because they finally reached you. And now their soul is at peace, because their ultimate mission is fulfilled. All because you opened this. All because you remained. All because you listened. Now it is your turn. Live as the hare you are. Speak as the air you are. Walk as the hare you are. And remember, Archangel Michael is still standing behind you, sword drawn, wings stretched wide, watching, protecting, delivering. And when they inquire how everything changed, you will smile and say, "It all began with a letter. And now, beloved, there is one final word heaven has requested Archangel Michael to give you, a secret that has been hidden since before you were even born." Archangel Michael speaks slowly now, not because he is uncertain, but because he knows this is the moment where everything falls into place for you. He leans close and says, "You were never meant to struggle for so long. Let that truth absorb. You were never meant to navigate such chaos in solitude. You were never intended to bear those silent battles while pretending everything was fine. What transpired with you? It was not heaven's design. It was interference, spiritual warfare, individuals who perceived your light too early and attempted to dim it. Generational envy disguised as concern, and for a considerable time, you credited their words more than God's truth. But not anymore, because now the radiance has returned to your eyes, and Archangel Michael perceives it. He observes your soul remembering. He observes the divine codes within your spirit activating, and heaven is rejoicing, because after all the pain, after all the setbacks, after all the silence, you finally comprehend who you are. You are not broken. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are inheriting. And now that you know, you cannot unknow. You cannot revert. You cannot live as though this message never arrived, because it did not merely come to inform you. It came to anoint you. You are now the steward of a divine inheritance that includes a transformation in your finances, unforeseen favor in legal matters, protection over everything bearing your name, restored dreams, sudden forgiveness, a call from someone who was silent for years, and divine insight, the capacity to discern when someone is lying directly to you. Archangel Michael terms it spiritual radar, a gift activated only after you have been deceived long enough. And now that yours is operational, your inner circle may contract, but your peace will amplify. And this is crucial. The inheritance you now carry is not solely for you. It is for the people observing you, the ones who secretly admire your resilience, the ones who do not yet possess the courage to believe in miracles. They are watching to see if this is genuine, and your breakthrough will serve as their proof. Heaven did not bestow this upon you merely for your benefit. You are the conduit. When you manifest your blessing, others will realize that they too were never abandoned. You are the sign. You are the emblem. You are the reminder that God remembers. And Archangel Michael desires for you to declare this aloud today, even if it's just a whisper. I accept my inheritance. I forgive those who attempted to obstruct it. I am prepared for the life heaven authored for me. Speak it, feel it, inhale it, because the instant you do, you will notice a change in the atmosphere, a tranquility, a serenity, an energy enveloping your surroundings. That is not imagination. That is angels sealing what was just given, safeguarding what was just activated, encompassing what just awakened within you. And now Archangel Michael steps back, his message conveyed, his promise fulfilled. But he leaves you with one final directive. Do not forget who you were before the world instilled doubt in you. Revert to that. That is where your power resides. That is where your miracle commences. And beloved, the remainder of your story, it is destined to be glorious. Because the letter that was hidden is now yours. The secret that was buried is now exposed. Heaven didn't just give this to you for you. You are the vessel. When you walk in your blessing, others will realize that they too were never abandoned. You are the sign. You are the symbol. You are the reminder that God remembers. And Archangel Michael wants you to say this out loud today, even if it's just a whisper. I accept my inheritance. I forgive those who tried to block it. I am ready for the life heaven wrote for me. Speak it, feel it, breathe it in. Because as soon as you do, you will notice something changing in the air. A stillness, a peace, an energy wrapping around your room. That's not imagination. That's angels sealing what was just given, protecting what was just activated, covering what just awakened inside you. And now Archangel Michael steps back, his message delivered, his promise fulfilled. But he leaves you with one final instruction. Do not forget who you were before the world made you doubt it. Go back to that. That is where your power lives. That is where your miracle begins. And beloved, the rest of your story, it's going to be glorious. Because the letter that was hidden is now yours. The secret that was buried is now exposed. The inheritance that was delayed is now released. And the angels that were waiting are now rejoicing because you made the right choice. You opened this and heaven opened everything for you in return. If this powerful, prophetic word has ignited something within you, do not keep this breakthrough to yourself. Share this video with at least 3 people in your network right now. Sharing this prophetic word will activate the anointing in your life even further and help share this breakthrough with everyone connected to you, multiplying the blessing. You are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith, and as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. And so, beloved, as heaven's breezes begin to calm, and the final echoes of this sacred communication resonate through your soul, Archangel Michael offers one last silent homage, not out of obligation, but out of love. Because you did not merely listen, you received. You did not simply open your eyes, you opened your spirit, and that transforms everything. You have no conception of the ripple effect this moment has just generated in the spiritual domain. A bond has been severed, a hex has been lifted. A forgotten vow has been reactivated, and your name is now enveloped in light. Archangel Michael gazes at you now, not as a stranger, but as a divine companion, the one who has witnessed your narrative unfold from the shadows, withholding tears each time you doubted your worth. And now he smiles because you finally perceive what he has always seen. You were always deserving. You were always chosen. You were always the rightful heir. So much of your suffering, beloved, stemmed from this very lack of knowledge. But now you know, and nothing, no one, can ever take that from you again. The spiritual inheritance has been claimed. The letter has been opened, and the soul who dispatched it, they are dancing in heaven. You may sense their presence today, in a gentle breeze, in a faint whisper, in a flickering light. That is not coincidence, that is confirmation. That is their way of conveying, "You heard me. Thank you." And Archangel Michael, he is not departing. In the coming nights, he will continue to watch over you. He will place divine symbols in your path. Feathers, numbers, unexpected encounters, old melodies. These are not trivial details. These are sacred reminders that your inheritance has been activated, your timeline is shifting, and your future has been scripted by the very hand of God. From this day forward, observe how people treat you differently. Observe how the atmosphere changes when you enter a room. Observe how you suddenly decline things you once tolerated. Because when heaven bestows a crown upon a soul, the world can feel it. And you, beloved, you have just been crowned. So here is what unfolds next. Expect sudden rectification in a matter that has been stagnant. Expect financial gain from an avenue you had forgotten. Expect a phone call that begins with, "You're not going to believe this," but expect your energy to elevate, even if nothing around you outwardly changes, because your soul recognizes the shift is real. And when uncertainty attempts to creep in, simply whisper, "Archangel Michael already delivered it. I have nothing to fear," because from this moment forward, you walk under divine covering. Your home is protected. Your future is secured. Your blessings are now pursuing you. And the one who once conspired against you, they will have no choice but to witness your ascent. Not in retaliation, but in revelation. Because your life is the message now. You are the testament that God commits no errors. You are the evidence that heaven always fulfills its promises, even if it takes years. You are the living letter, and the scroll, it is no longer in Archangel Michael's hands. It is in yours, signed, sealed, delivered. And now, beloved, as heaven's final luminescence gently envelopes your spirit, Archangel Michael whispers words, that were once forbidden to be uttered aloud. Words that carry the full weight of every miracle you were denied, every truth you were shielded from, every blessing that was postponed. He says, "You are not merely the heir. You are the keeper of what was lost." Let that resonate deeply within your heart. You are the keeper of sacred relics, of ancestral supplications, of divine blueprints composed before time began, of a future that someone else attempted to write in your stead but failed. Because your soul refused to perish, because your heart still whispered, "Yes," in the darkness. Because even when your knees trembled, you still stood firm. Even when you were unnoticed, you still believed, and heaven took notice. You see, child, this was not merely a message. It was a transaction, a celestial pact, a spiritual unlocking. And when you reach the conclusion of this scroll, something ancient opened. You will sense it in the stillness, in your sleep, in the way strangers regard you differently, in the sudden clarity that fills your mind. You will awaken one morning soon and realize you are not the same, because heaven cannot touch a soul and leave it unaltered. And heaven has just touched you. Archangel Michael turns now, slowly. His wings stretch wide like golden fire, shielding your future from the entities that once tried to shackle it. And in his ultimate gaze toward you, he utters something that breaks through the veil. This was not a warning. This was an invitation. And you responded, and that is what distinguishes you from others. Others perceived the signs and scrolled past. Others felt the pull and still hesitated. But you heard the voice and leaned in. You listened. You trusted. You said yes. And now heaven is recompensing you in ways even your imagination has not yet conceived. What is coming is beyond explanation. You will receive emails containing words like, "Approved." You will discover papers with your name that were once missing. People will apologize out of nowhere. You will perceive the atmosphere shifting in your home, heavier with peace, lighter in confusion, because the environment is responding to your alignment. And beloved, never again will you walk in fear. Never again will you pursue people for understanding. Never again will you lower your vibrational frequency to match environments you have outgrown. You are ascending. You are activating. You are now the living fulfillment of a heavenly promise. So today, when the world becomes quiet, do this: light a candle. Close your eyes. Place your hand over your heart and whisper to God, "Thank you for trusting me with what others rejected. I am ready. I receive this. And I will never, ever bypass my miracle again." Then listen, because you just might hear Archangel Michael's voice again. Not in thunder, but in stillness. And it will sound something like this: "You've finally arrived, and we've been waiting for you. Now the scroll is closed, the message is sealed, the angels are singing, and your new life, it's already begun. And now, beloved, as the stars above you begin to shimmer with renewed purpose, and the realm between earth and heaven glows softly with golden essence, Archangel Michael speaks one final time, not with admonition, not with urgency, but with a profound, eternal calm. His voice now carries the sound of completion, of destiny fulfilled, of your name inscribed, articulated, protected in the language of angels. Because you didn't just hear this message, you became it. You are the living scroll now, the walking miracle, the whispered answer to prayers that was spoken by someone long departed, but never forgotten. They always knew you would witness this day. That is why they trusted the angels. That is why they trusted Archangel Michael. That is why they trusted you, because they discerned something within your spirit that others never took the time to comprehend. And heaven never overlooked it. You may still feel unworthy at times, still feel too shattered, too bewildered, too far behind. But allow Archangel Michael to tell you now, unequivocally, there is nothing wrong with you. You were simply awaiting your destined moment. And this was your destined moment. The ultimate inheritance is not a material object. It is a truth, a remembrance, a divine awakening that affirms you are loved, you are safe, you are home now. That persistent ache you have carried for years, it begins to dissipate. That shame you buried so deeply, it begins to recede. That burden you were never meant to carry, it is being lifted even now, because you opened the message. And that singular action rewrote the script. Heaven is already reordering things for you behind the scenes. People are awakening with your name on their hearts, feeling a sudden compulsion to reach out. Documents are being placed in envelopes with divine timing. Keys are being moved closer to your grasp. You will begin to feel protected in environments that once depleted you. You will feel drawn to things that align with your highest self, because your inheritance was never solely about receiving. It was about becoming. Becoming the person your ancestors prayed you would be. Becoming the version of yourself who does not diminish. Becoming the reason future generations will never endure the suffering you did. Archangel Michael's final gift is not gold. It is not property. It is vision. The capacity to perceive things clearly now, to discern who is genuine, to see what is right for you, to understand what comes next, to see you, the version of yourself that heaven always knew you could be. And as you depart from this message, you are not walking alone. You are walking with scrolls written in light. You are walking with angels that will not permit you to fall again. You are walking with the full weight of heaven behind you, and nothing ahead but miracles. Today you will sleep differently, not in apprehension, but in complete fulfillment. You will dream of water, of light, of wind. And those are signs, because the storm is over. The letter has arrived. The seal has been broken, and your life will never again be the same. You are not merely receiving an inheritance. Beloved, you are becoming the living proof that heaven keeps its promises. Dove sparkles. Today it is done. Archangel Michael has spoken. Heaven has delivered. And you, child of destiny, have finally responded. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's take a moment to reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is not a stroke of luck. It is a direct message from Archangel Michael to you. He's extending his hand and inviting you into a protected, high vibrational community where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise. This sacred principle is very simple, but it can change your whole life. If you follow it, you won't just receive blessings, they will be multiplied and flow into every part of your life. By accepting this invitation right now, you are unlocking immediate, early access to powerful content and divine insights that are hidden from the general world. Now is your chance to enter a sacred space where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this sacred moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join Archangel Michael's inner circle immediately through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the direct, personalized messages that are specifically meant to elevate and empower your life. If you desire to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. And for those who feel called to amplify this work, a link to purchase the guided ebook is available, which is completely optional, but your presence, attention, and energy already mean the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.